Okay, chat. And after my big speech about I don't want to get pigeonholed as a gun tuber, we're gonna check out PewView. We are gonna check out PewView. And he is talking about the best home defense guns, and you know what? It's PewView? So, hell yes.
Interesting. Well, how about the British annual cheese rolling competition?
Heckle, I've heard of that. I am familiar with that. Yes, you could post that. I haven't seen too much of it, so certainly you could post it. Yeah, I think I'm gonna need more than a drool bucket. Hang on. Hang on. Okay. Oh, good night, Iron Wolf. Have a good night. Alright, chat. I'm ready to start squirming. Are you ready to... Do you have the bats at the ready? I'm sure you do. Let us check out PewView.
Today on PewView, we're going to be going over my top picks for a home defense gun.
Did you... That wasn't bump fire. That was not bump fire. What the hell's going on here? Okay, that was odd. Watch again. He's literally putting his... Look at how he's literally putting his finger in the trigger guard. That's it. He's basically doing it like the paintballer gun, like the paintballers used to do. And he's accurate.
Now, before we get started,
He definitely has quick fingers. Some women really appreciate that.
Although, dexterous is more important. Quick is good. Dexterity is better.
a home defense gun is very subjective. It matters who you are as a shooter. It matters how many people are in your family and the layout of your house. And it also matters where your neighbors are. You can't really just see this video or a cool guy in a movie and say, that's it, that's the home defense gun for me. So let's talk about who you are as a
Taurus?
shooter. What gun do you train with the most? What are you the most comfortable with? If you had to grab a gun in the middle of the night, drool on your face, half a chub, your left arm's asleep, what gun can you manipulate with your eyes closed? Now for me...
Okay, I can relate to at least part of that right now. At least part of it. Well, yes, yes, HK. Only half of it.
In my layout, I can see you coming a mile away. I have a good security system. I have dogs that let me know and give me time to prepare. So I have the, you're trying to get into my house gun, you're in my house gun, and you're in my room gun. So first off, I do have children, so I can't just leave guns.
Okay. I will say that's an interesting categorization. And like this is not me being like silly or anything like that. That's an interesting way to categorize your in-home defense arsenal. The you're in front of my house gun, the you're in my house gun, the you're in my room gun. That's a very interesting way to do it, and it's a good one too, obviously. I just don't think I've ever heard anyone classify it like that.
Guns locked and loaded laying around, so I do have to put them in safes. I use stuff that's just a quick fingerprint or a quick code that I can easily get to my firearm. Safety comes first, especially with children, but that being said, it is important to have a good security system and a good plan A before plan B. Let's go shoot this Staccato P, and then I'm going to tell you why I chose this right after we thank today's sponsor. That sponsor is going to be Core Essentials. Core Essentials makes the best carry belt. Bet that guy has a core belt on. Core Essentials makes the best carry belts on the market. As you can see from how torn up this thing is, I was pretty happy when they reached out, wanted a sponsorship, because I've had these things on for like 6 years, and this is only my second belt. This is year number 3 with this one. I carry a gun every single day. I wear a belt every single day. I don't wear sweatpants or shorts. It's jeans in this Core Essentials belt. These things have a nice little ratcheting track here, and then your belt buckle will just grab a hold of it. So you get it to where you want. These
You know what?
not...
The whole ratchet belt system, I think, is really gaining in popularity, honestly, these days. I've seen a lot of like advertisements online about these ratchet belt systems. I think they're really seriously gaining in popularity now, because I guess they hold really well.
ever break. I mean, I have had these things on for 6 years, and so far so good. They hold up extremely well. When you buy your belt, it's going to come with all the sizes printed on the inside. You're going to cut it to your waist, and then you're good to go. So I'm sure these guys sent me a script, some salesy pitch to tell you guys, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to tell you that I've worn this belt for about 6 years now. Camera guy wears these belts.
Yeah.
My dad, my brother. I put everybody onto these belts. I trust this product. I trust this to carry my gun with me every single day. So take it from me, if you need a new carry belt, they are worth the money. Go hit the link down in the description below. Use my code, pick yourself up one. You're not going to be disappointed. We also can't forget about SDI, Sonoran Desert Institute. If any of you guys watching this are interested in becoming a gunsmith, go hit the link down in the description below. I mean, it's bound to happen, right? Go to SDI! Anyways, go get started in a career that you would actually enjoy. Working and creating new firearms. Go hit the link down in the description below. Thank you, SDI.
Red Bass. Yeah, you're right.
All right, home defense choice number 1, the Staccato P. This thing is done up by Vulcan Machine Works. I got the stippled grip, the flat face trigger, the ports, the Cerakote, the little PewView, and of course the brown nose thing over here on the slide. Now the reason I go with the 2011 platform is because I'm really efficient with it. This is my natural point of aim. This is something that I've spent countless hours on, hundreds of thousands of rounds through. This is something I can take apart, put together in the dark. I can clear malfunctions. I can point shoot with it. This is something that I would trust. Now this being ported, I can just see the comment sections going wild about how you shouldn't shoot ports or comps at night or indoors. I can understand not wanting to shoot a port or a comp indoors because it is loud, it's concussive, but as far as the flash in the middle of the night, that's kind of a common misconception. That doesn't exactly happen the way you think it does. And second of all, I'm used to the concussion. I already have tinnitus. The guy breaking into the house is probably not going to be used to that flashbang or the concussion. It's not really going to bother me. Second thing, a good flashlight. It is really important to have a good flashlight, especially.
And I'll also one-up him on that. If you're dealing with an intruder in your home, the last thing you're worried about is a 2 to 5 second worth of concussion from the round going off, when all you're concerned about is stopping that intruder. So the 2 to 5 second of loud concussive sound is worth it if you're stopping a threat on yours or your family's life. Point blank. Anyone will tell you that. You know, if you're talking about from a tactical perspective as law enforcement or military, sure. This is something where it's, you know, where you do this on a daily basis. And so there's the consideration. This is something where it's an emergency situation. Someone is breaking into your home. You do not know what their intentions are. And you just need to stop the threat. You will not care about the concussive sound. You won't. Well, Mia, that's why he's like, He said the pistol is for if the bad guy is in his room. He has 3 firearms for different positions in the house. He's got the pistol if he encounters the bad guy in his room, i.e. the bad guy wakes him up while he's still in bed. He's got the shotgun if the... oh, he was at the beginning of the video, yeah. He's got the pistol for if, like, he wakes up in bed and the intruder's in his room. He's got the shotgun if he wakes up and the intruder is somewhere in the house. And then he's got the assault rifle for if he hears the intruder approaching his house. And he's going to go through each of those, and obviously probably what the merits are for each of them.
When it's pitch black in the middle of the night, you're going to want to be able to positively ID whoever's coming into your house. You never know if it's friends or family or some drunk guy stumbling into your house at 2 o'clock in the morning and you maybe don't want to cause harm to them. You want to be able to identify them. For me, I trust the Surefire X300 on all of my pistols. It's good illumination. I know this thing is going to work. I know I can beat the shit out of it and it's still going to keep going. Good flashlight is very important. I also am running a red dot on here. I'm going to be honest, iron sights is just fine, especially for in the middle of the night. You're really close. You probably don't need a red dot. It's actually probably going to do you more harm than good because then you're going to swim around and find the red dot. But for me, I'm able to point shoot it. Now, obviously, for home defense, I do not put in FMJs in my gun. That's stupid and irresponsible. FMJs over-penetrate and you can hit somebody you don't want to hit. I use Federal HST 124 grain. I also use a 22-round magazine. Because if you're using something as small as 9mm, you want a lot of shots on target as quickly as possible. And the 2011 is probably the best platform to make that happen, for me anyways. Now, a lot of people in the comments are also going to say stuff along the lines of 9mm is not enough to stop a perp trying to break in your house. It's not exactly my point. My point is to stop the threat from causing harm to me or my family. I'm not exactly trying to kill them. Whether that guy...
And this has been an argument I have heard for many years. That, the 9mm is too small and too fast, so it's not actually going to stop the target. That's why you want the 45s, because it has more stopping power. Here's the thing. And police officers and EMTs can tell you this. Although I have heard this from police officers too. When it comes to firearm injuries, regardless if it's a 9mm or a 45, if your round placement is good, you are stopping the threat. Regardless if it's a 9mm or a 45, if you hit him in the shoulder with either round, number one, it's probably gonna stop and make him think twice, because it's fucking gonna hurt either way. They are going to feel pain either way. If you center mass, like every single proper shooter is trained for, the round size doesn't matter. A center mass strike will stop someone. Yeah, even if they're high or, and if they're high or drunk, RoboSpartan, that's why you are taught to aim center mass. Because regardless if you're high or drunk, as the saying goes, if you take out the power plant, the rest of the machine fails. That's why you aim center mass. You take out that power plant, it doesn't matter how drunk or high they are. Because once that power plant goes down, the rest of the body will not function. And it doesn't matter if it's a 9mm, and it doesn't matter if it's 45. Either one will do the job just fine. And plus, with a 9mm, you have more rounds in the magazine, which means more opportunities to hit that center mass target. And again, it doesn't matter if they're drunk or high, it's going to put them down. Yeah, exactly, Pactor. We've seen in Matt's video where he was testing, okay, if we're shooting from another house, how good the penetration on a freaking 22 is. Barb, it's you can have a long gun that can only take 8 rounds. Maximum 8 rounds. Blade Arrow, it's been good. It's been good.
Guy dies or not is between him and Jesus. I'm trying to get him the fuck out of my house. Hypothetically, whether that guy dies or not is between him and Jesus. I'm trying to get him the fuck out of my house. Hypothetically, there's a guy sitting right here and I want to empty my mag as fast as I can, poke as many holes in that body as possible. So, of course, we got to do a build drill. Or or something. See, that's what happens in the middle of the night when your adrenaline is dumping and you see somebody that can cause harm to you or your family. Adrenaline dump. Ammo downrange. 12 rounds in 1.74 seconds. 10 split, 11 split. Don't try to steal my fucking donuts. All right, so you're also going to want to be pretty good at doing transitions, because if somebody is going to break in your house, the chances of them being alone are slim to none. Scumbags tend to travel in groups. At minimum, if they're all three looking at me, I'm going to at least want to put 2 on each body. So 1, 2, 3. We're hypothetically 3 guys are trying to break in and steal my donuts. How fast can I put 2 rounds on all 3 of them?
Well,
I can't read. In the middle of the night, the chances you aren't being asleep are actually quite high if you sleep like I do. So, 1 hand bill drill. One, 4, 8. I can't shoot with my left, but you never know. 1, 7, 8.
Huh?
Man, I hope.
yeah, he's definitely not a lefty. Still accurate as hell. It's still quick, but noticeable for once with Pew, noticeable difference with his left hand versus he had a miss on there. I missed it.
1, 4,
What was it with the left hand that he had a miss? Yeah, Marquise and I'm the same. I've practiced doing that one-handed with both my dominant and my offhand, and I do okay with my offhand. But obviously I do far better with my dominant hand. And Bobcat, the problem is I can't have a rifle. Like, I would actually need to go through like a course and get licensed in order to be able to own and possess a rifle. And I honestly don't want to go through the headache. I really don't. So, no sending me an M1 Garand, chat. As much as I greatly appreciate the thought, no. No M1 Garand sent to me, please. Not that you can, I don't have a P.O. box or anything.
I can't shoot with my left, but you never know.
No, Robospartan pistols. No, pistols are harder for me to get licensed than rifles. Like, basically, honestly, like, no firearms at all. The only thing I might be able to have is, like, an airsoft. I could probably have an airsoft, and that's it. Which, honestly, if an intruder breaks my house and I break out an airsoft, those look real enough, it'll scare the fuck out of someone. If I start shooting someone with an airsoft, those are gonna hurt enough that they'll run. So. And no, I don't think he missed. Who is it that said he missed? I don't think he missed. I think that was a fuck up with the audio. The audio borked there. I think the audio borked there a little bit. Because listen again.
178. Man.
That sounded like the audio might have borked. On that middle shot, it sounded like it borked. You guys could be right. That third shot, he could have missed. He might have very well missed that third one. Yeah.
178. Man, I hope my right arm is never asleep. I think you guys get the point of what it means to have a home defense gun. I'm going to stop talking so much and just go through it so this isn't a half an hour long video. Option number 2, a good 12 gauge shotgun. That doesn't mean it's going to be semi-auto. A good cheap $300 Remington 870 pump action will do fantastic if you have buckshot inside of it. Running ammunition like buckshot, you also got to consider your walls. This does penetrate drywall, 2x4s, insulation fairly well, and the spread is not so controllable. So if you live in a tight house, close neighbors, your kids are right on the other side of the place that you're going to have to shoot, this may not be the best option. My ammo of
Anything?
choice is Federal double-aught block. If you're a hunter and if you've ever used this, you know why this is my ammo of choice. Now this right here is the Raider S4 12-gauge shotgun. I go with semi-automatic because it's fast and this thing is proven to be pretty damn reliable. So this is essentially a 7+1. We got one ghost loaded, so we got 8 rounds of double-aught buck in here. It's fast, it's reliable,
Jesus.
and it delivers a lot of energy downrange. I also have a Surefire Mini Scout up here. Now, a lot of people are going to look at this and bitch about how far it is backwards, and it's going to cast a giant shadow. If it's pitch black, all I need is a slight illumination so I can identify the target.
I am going to say I'm a little surprised that he has his light so far topside and doesn't have it more on side proper. I would have fully expected, like, not underneath certainly, but I would have expected it to be more of on the side versus being so high up top. But I mean, I'm guessing it probably does a fine job with the illumination. So you can reach the tail. Well, I mean, I would think that when he's gripping the shotgun. Oh, wait. How's he gripping that? Okay, no. Yeah, I would still think he could grip it, or he could reach the tail cap if it was bolted to the side right here.
It's fast, it's reliable.
Yeah, I mean, he would still be able to. I would think he would still be able to reach the tail cap here. Perhaps not as easily or comfortably. That's yeah, you could be right. And shit. Hang on. Come on. Anyway, I can see, yeah, because whereas normal gripping, his thumb is right here, right there. He would probably just have to flick his thumb forward to hit the tail cap. Yeah, I could understand that.
It's fast, it's reliable, and it delivers a lot of energy downrange. I also have a Surefire Mini Scout up here. Now, a lot of people are going to look at this and bitch about how far it is backwards, and it's going to cast a giant shadow. If it's pitch black, all I need is a slight illumination so I can identify the target and be able to see good enough to play shots. So this being a 12-gauge shotgun, you probably
Yeah,
don't...
Mia, I've seen that. Yeah, you can basically do an extension and get a pressure switch. So when he grips the handguard, it will apply pressure to the pressure switch and engage the light. I have seen those many times before. Absolutely.
need multiple rounds on target.
But I will say he probably would avoid using that because this is the concept of this is you're getting woken up in the middle of the night. You don't want to have to worry about wiring when you're grabbing your shotgun. You don't have to worry about accidentally snagging a stray wire from the light. So it's understandable why he might not go that route.
Enough to play shots. So this being a 12-gauge shotgun, you probably don't need multiple rounds on target. I mean, go until the threat is no longer
I know,
a threat,
Jameson. There is, but there's always the chance.
the chances are
when
low.
you're stumbling around and groping around in the dark after being woken out of a dead sleep, regardless of your cable management, there's still a possibility of you snagging something. You always have to assume that when you get woken up out of a dead sleep for this reason, keep things dirt simple. Because for those first several moments after you've woken up, your brain is not fully engaging. You're not able to do complex thought. You're working off of base thought alone and not complexity. And Godzilla, if you're just showing up, you kind of missed a lot, I'm afraid. Because I've been streaming for about 5 hours. Yeah. I'm gonna leave that second half alone, though, Bobcat.
Go until the threat is no longer a threat, but the chances are low. 12 gauge is pretty efficient. We're going to go one shot, all 3 targets at about 12 yards, because hypothetically in a house, you're not going to be much further than that.
Johnny, dexterous fingers. I'm damp in other areas from his dexterous fingers.
A good, reliable 12 gauge would be my #1 go-to for home defense. Of course, depending on where you live, you got to make sure it's right for you, but if it is, 12 gauge all day. All right, so home defense gun #3. A good old AR-15, a SCAR, a BRN 180, something with the standard capacity magazine, just in case you can't hit a damn thing and there's a whole bunch of them. Good option to have that's like decently close to you, something that's locked away if you have children, but easily accessible to you. So for that, I go with the SCAR 15P. This is chambered in 5.56, and a lot of people are going to be like, oh, short-barreled gun, it's not going to have as much penetration. That's kind of the point. 77 grain, shorter barrel, not as much penetration, super loud, super concussive. It's scary barking in the middle of the night. And it's super reliable. It's a SCAR. I mean, it's a pistol.
One thing I'm going to say that I'm surprised he didn't mention is for the pistol, to go with a fragmentation style round to reduce the penetration while still maintaining a good degree of lethality, because with your pistol, especially in a home with children, if you go with a fragmentation round, if you do happen to miss, there's less of a chance of it penetrating the wall and possibly injuring your family. Well, I mean, Robospartan, he did say, I forget the specific round he said, which I believe is a hollow point, but I'm actually talking fragmentation rounds. Which I do know that they make in the 223 and the 5.56, specifically for, like, lack of penetration. I know law enforcement has used it before in their AR-15s in their squad cars. They'll have, they'll have a dual magazine setup where they have fragmentation rounds, and then they'll have Full Metal Jacket. And, thank you, Marquise. Thank you so much. And the fragmentation is for when they're doing inside, when they're doing, like, interior clearing. So they're rapidly expanding. Okay, I missed him saying that they're rapidly expanding hollow points. I missed that part, which is good. But that's like bringing it up. Really, Kaibo? They're considered too cool, illegal and cruel now? Yeah, and Dragon Rider, that's probably the fragmentation rounds that I'm thinking of. They're designed to still do damage, but they won't go through walls. It's from what I've understood, it's what like the air marshals carry in their firearms. It's the rounds that are designed to stop a target, but they won't go through the skin of the aircraft and thus cause a really serious problem in midair. Oh yeah, Patriot. They've used Spear Voldots and like Black Talons for decades, I think.
Piston-driven system, these things are gonna work.
Glazers?
Also,
yeah, that could be glazer safety
slugs.
slugs.
And EOTech on top of it. Now this thing is loaded up with 77 grains, so it does tumble upon impact very good. I'm not super concerned about the over-penetration with a 77 grain bullet out of a 7-inch barrel, but I'm not going to be shooting towards neighbors. I'm lucky enough to have a cornfield in my backyard. I don't have to worry about that. This may not be the best option for you, though. Fast, obnoxious, reliable, SCAR 15P.
And Barb, no, I have not seen a polar bear. I've never lived that far north in Canada. I have seen moose. I have absolutely seen moose, though.
SCAR 15P. So same concept with the BRM 180, except this is chambered in 300 black count. So you can have that subsonic ammunition, a heavier grain, slower moving bullet, less penetration, less noise, 300 black.
Baby Davis? Not necessarily. I will say that, not necessarily, because I know in, like, Labrador, they've had polar bears that have just, wandered down from the north and have, like, wandered into, somewhat public areas, and they're not hunting them, they're just, like, they're looking around for food. But, if you see a polar bear, it's not necessarily trying to hunt you. Because you honestly don't hear about too many, polar bear deaths, in these areas of Canada where a polar bear could be coming down from the very far north. Why is a 1,200-pound murdered dog? You have to be so. Yeah, rat bastard. I know. Barb, it depends. It depends on the situation. If it's a female that has just had a calf, yes, they can be very aggressive because they are protecting their young. If it's not a moose that is protecting its young, usually they don't care. As long as you try fuck with it. If you try fuck with a moose, yeah, it will fuck you up. They'll get aggressive and kill you. But if you just leave it alone there and it's not protecting young, it's usually pretty chill. Thank you, Godzilla. Yeah, oh, Kaibu, yeah, running season, that was the other one. I was starting to get to that and then became mildly concussed. Yeah, during running season, it's actually for us, running season is not so much a danger of attacking cars, but of them being out on the highway, being out on the roads, and especially at night, where especially in the rural areas where there is not much in terms of street lights, they're cold. Oh, sorry. Hi. Hello, Raiders. Oh, I should see if that's working. Where's my there? And of course, this thing's not working. Of course. Hi, Kisahari. Hi. How was stream? How was your stream? Raiders, how are you? I see some familiar faces. How are things going? Did you have a great time? Oh, Lethal Company. Fun. I am really hoping. I'm ordering my new computer this week, and hopefully will be able to start playing some games when I get it too. Hi, Lavender. How are you? Sorry, were you playing with members of chat? We trolled them plug-in thingy. Oh, you had a plug-in thingy. Oh, so you got to mess with them. Nice. That is so cool. Well, I mean, Lavender, it's the job of chat. Always. Yeah, the Twitch integration. Yes. Oh yeah, Corey's been trying to get me, wants me to do, I forget the name of the game now where you can have Twitch integration. He really wants me to game with him on that. Absolutely. So raiders who have never seen me before and are going, who is this stupid cat girl that we just raided? Quick and dirty, my name's Eber. I talk a lot and we react to interesting videos, and hopefully soon I'll actually be doing some games too once I get a new computer. That's what I do. If that's something you like, please stick around and join us on it. Yes. Well, thank you. Thank you, Kisari. So, right now, we're checking out PewView because he makes me do this. Because this man is a living aimbot. PewView is a living aimbot. Yeah, I deserve it. I deserved it. And so that's where we're at. Not too much left in this video, but hey, thank you, Torrens. Thank you for the 5 gifted. So yeah, if you want to watch the end of the stream and the end of this video, and I probably will have time for one more actually now that I'm looking at things, stick around and we'll have some fun.
Blackout is a solid option, and this is also just one of my favorite guns. Fast, accurate, reliable.
Yeah.
Oh, just so we're clear, my battery is dead in the MRO. I'm just going off of nothing here. But also, kind of my point. It's something.
The fuck? He was bullseyeing with the dead scope. Okay, Sahari. Thank you for the raid and have a great night. Or day, as the case may be. And yeah, Jack of all, now perhaps you have an understanding of why. Well, Shame said, okay, here's the thing. Are you a living aimbot? Like Pew? Yeah. Yeah. And like he's probably trained extensively with this. He probably is trained specifically to fire to aim with the optic dead. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and you know what? If you train with your firearm with the scope dead, excellent idea. Not ideal situation, of course, but an excellent idea. Yeah, Jack. Because
Thing that I am familiar with, I'm able to point you. I don't need a red dot from this distance, house distance. Also, surefire, mini scout.
actually, he has an excellent point there. At this range, he's not looking for pinpoint accuracy. He's just looking to get steel on target. So, at short to slight medium range, you don't need the red dot at all, honestly.
So conclusion, I'd say have a good plan A, meaning a good security system, good lighting, a good lock on your doors. Dogs certainly help. For plan B, the caliber and gun is going to be very specific to you, your layout, the kids' rooms, your neighbors. It's very specific to you and where you live. It's not one gun fits all. We wish it were that easy. It's simply not. Have a good flashlight on your gun, being able to positively ID your target, make sure the threat is actually a threat. If you guys want any of this stuff, go to Brownells, use code PewView10. It'll save you some money. Most importantly, this is America. Use whatever the hell you want. Just be safe about it. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Pew. How we love you. How we love you.